Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Railwaymen, Season 1, Episode 6, back on it. So excuse me for my voice being all kinds of fucked up. I've been kind of sick all week, but we'll try to battle through this anyway. For about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever it is. And hope my voice isn't too much to handle, I suppose. Yeah. So we are gonna go through January now. And as I named it, back on it. We had struggled a bit last episode with the games we had done. Kind of dropped in form a little bit. So, but we are back on it now. So let's get straight into the games. We started here against Walsall, I think. There we go. Top test for us away at Walsall. Walsall was 7th when we met them. A pretty good away game from us, 16 to 12 in shots. Pretty even in XG as well. Clear cut chances, they had won. Quite a few corners from us. So a pretty even game, could have gone either way really. Took the lead by our special goal scorer, Emre Teşkel. Assisted by Powell. Powell then scored in the 81st minute to make this a 3-pointer for us. Assisted by Connor Thomas. So a very well performed away game against a good side in Walsall, who, as I said, was 7th when we played them. Man of the match was Powell with 8.9. Take a look at Walsall right now. They are 13, so they dropped a little bit since that, but a good game from us nonetheless. So after that, to finish off December, we had a pretty weak performance away from home against Newport, who was in 16th place. Who is now in 21st place. So definitely a game we should have won. They took the lead, then obviously Emre Teşkel scored. But yeah, we didn't get up after all in this game. Like 22 shots. We let them have 22 shots. Well, 9 of them on target. So pretty even in XG. So I guess a draw is fair. Because we had a lot more clear-cut chance than they did. Not as many shots though. So yeah, pretty even game, which it shouldn't be, honestly. Not a great game from us on any part of the pitch, really. Defensively, not good. Offensively, not great either. Teşkel got his goal, 7.4 rating on that. Over 7. Was there anyone else? Yeah, both in goal that has over 7 rating. Other than that, no one. So, not a game to to write home about, really. We got the chance to bounce back though right away against Cheltenham. 2-1 at home here. Did concede early though, but Connor Thomas made it 1-1 pretty straightforward after that. Pretty much after that, like 10-ish minutes after the goal, he did score. And then Powell scored just after halftime. And yeah, I think we were the better team in this. They didn't have much at all. Would probably not have scored at all. Seeing their XG was 0.25. Ours was 120, so... solid game defensively, honestly. Offensively, was okay, I suppose. Jesse March. It's not Jesse March, it's Josh March. Jesse March is a manager from the US. But yeah, pretty solid game. I think Ollie Lant was our best performer in this game, the assist as well. So Sanders didn't play this game, so Lund came in instead of him. Didn't disappoint anyone, really. So yeah, decent home game to get a good get some form in, get some morale in, which we definitely needed, because we had Barnet away after this. Which I thought was going to be really tough. It was a tough game. It was a pretty even game, to be honest. But we managed to clinch a very strong away win here. With Josh March scoring. And Tracy's back from his broken leg or whatever it was. So he's been playing. He had 11 games under his belt now. But man of the match performance, probably both, honestly. 7.6 rated there. Must have been. But yeah, solid game from us. And a good win away from home against a strong side. Barnet. I don't know where they are now. They're 4th, so they're still going strong. And then we probably have the biggest victory yet for us, for real. Like, FA Cup at Sellers Park, win against Crystal Palace. How we won this game, I will never know. We even got a red card at the end. And we still managed to get a victory here. Somehow. Sanders with a goal just after halftime. And then Teshkel did score as well. As he does. When he wants. Even though we weren't over the top defensively, Hutchinson had a really good game and an assist as well from his left back position. Rankin at 6.0, he did get red carded, so might have something to do with it. Max Sanders, really good game. Hutchinson's man of the match. Excuse me. Owen Lunt again, a really good game. A solid performance in a game we definitely shouldn't have won. If you look at like shots 25-12. They only have 4 on target though, but 253 against 120 in XG. And 61 ball possession, so it's daylight robbery from us. Guess it wasn't daylight robbery, but it was actually daylight robbery. It was early game. 3 p.m, so I guess it was daylight robbery. Even though when the game was over, it's probably dark outside because it's January. Anyway, this was a very interesting game coming after that Crystal Palace win against last placed Barrow. And you can see why they are last. I mean, we were the better team, obviously. 20 shots, 12 on target, 3 XG, but we scored 7. So, I don't know. And their goalkeeper actually got a fucking 7.1. So I guess, I mean, he did save. How many shots did he save? Saved 5 shots out of 12. Still got 7.1. Yay. Yeah, it was a crazy game. It was like, was it like 6-0? 5-0 at halftime. Yeah. Made 6-0 just after halftime. Was over after that, but they got 2 goals at the end anyway, but yeah. Spread out our assists pretty well. Hutchinson 1 assist. Tracy had an assist. Powell, Sanders, Aggies. Goals. Yeah, Jack Powell had 3 goals and 1 assist in this game from his central midfield position, so pretty decent game from him. Aggies actually got man of the match with 1 goal and 1 assist. But I think Powell should have gotten that, but you know, doesn't really matter. We did win the game 7-2, so who am I to complain? Teshkel with 2 goals. Obviously Powell with 3, Aggies with 1. Oh, it was an own goal as well. I was looking for the 7th goal, but it's not there because Raglan did put it in his own net. Oh, Aggies was subbed off, that's why he's not on that. Anyway, yeah, I don't see Barrow doing anything this season. They must be relegated, and they're still dead last. I don't know if they're dead last. They're last. It's pretty even down there, actually. Oldham, Tranmere, Newport, could be any one of those. Well, 2 teams going down, so... But after what I saw in that game, I think their chances of staying up are pretty slim. Honestly. After that was gonna come a hangover game, I suppose. After that, extreme 10th placed Notts County away. I think we played okay in this game. Probably deserved a point or so, but wasn't to be, sadly. Dimitru was our best player with 7, so no one else over the 7 mark, which is a clear indication of... Well, no one far off it, but just a little bit off it. Which... meant we didn't win the game, I suppose, or grab any points in this game. Lancaster had a really bad game, 6.1 actually. Teshkel for once had a game without goals, obviously, because we didn't score in the game. So, pretty self-explanatory that he didn't score. But this was actually our only loss in this period, so yeah, we've been really on it here late December or on January. Next game was Bromley 18th place away from home. Pretty solid victory for us, they're 19th now. Pretty solid away game without like playing godly in any sense of the word, but a solid away game. Connolly scoring early by Hutchinson, and Lunt scoring assisted by Hutchinson again. So Hutchinson with 2 assists. We were in talks with a new left back around this time, and Reece Hutchinson didn't like that, I suppose, and said, "I'm your left back, so I'm gonna be the man of the match and the 2 assists in this game." And help us with 3 points, I guess that's that. And then we finished off against Colchester at home. Tough game. Colchester was 5th. Even though they were actually the better team most of this game until their red card. They were kind of all over us at that point, so that red card came in. Well, I wouldn't say it come clutch because they scored after it, but if it had gone on like first half or the last 30 minutes of the first half, they probably would have scored anyway. So, and probably scored more than one. But I'll take a 1-1 draw at this game. Probably fortunate enough to have that red card there, seeing how the game was in the first half. Well, I'll take a draw against Colchester any day anyway, so they've been solid over the last period here. 5th place. So not the greatest performance from us. As I said, we were pretty ran down. Ran down, I don't know if that's how to explain it really, but we were pretty off it at times in the first half, and yeah, fortunate to have them play with 10 men. Could have been a totally other outcome if it wasn't for that. So that's January done, and we are gonna go into February here, starting against Gillingham at home. Gillingham is 11th. Then we have Crawley. Our first game away against Gillingham, we won 1-0. Then we have Crawley away at home, we won 5-3. And they are in 8th place. So next episode will probably be these February games. And 1 or 2 of the March games. And then we have a FA Cup, because we did beat Crystal Palace somehow. And we are now up against QPR, Queen's Park Rangers at home. Which should be a cracking game to get some. Well, we had our first FA Cup game against Crystal Palace away, so this will be our first home game in the tournament, which will probably bring a lot of people to the game. They are struggling in the championship, sitting in 20th place. So we shall see what happens there. Will be an interesting. Will be a tough game. We're a strong side, so at home we are strong, so it's gonna be interesting to see what we can do against a championship side in QPR. Then we have Fleetwood at home, 1 away, 2-1 against the Murder this season. They are sitting in 9th. Then we have Swindon away. Again, we actually lost 3-1 at home. And they are 6th, so they dropped a little bit since last we met them, I suppose. And then terrible Tranmere, which we away from home had a 2-2 draw. Hopefully we can capitalize and beat them at home anyway. They are 22nd, so hopefully. And then we'll go into March. Bristol Rovers away will probably be a tough game. Won against them 4-2. And they are still underperforming in 14th place. They shouldn't be this far back. So we'll see what happens. And then we will finish that episode with Walsall. How we begin this episode, I suppose, beating them 2-1. So they're in 13th now, so we're not up against any top sides in this period, or the next period, I suppose, but no real bottom scrape either, more than Tranmere. A lot of mid-table teams, or over top half, mid-ish, I guess. And then QPR in the mix as well in the FA Cup. So if we take a look at the league, with a period like this, we are in top. We are in top. 62 points in 30 games, 3 points down to Salford. MK Dons is having the last promotion spot right now. Sorry. It's pretty even though, 59, 58, 58. And then Colchester is just below with 55, 52 on Swindon, and Grimsby having the last playoff spot right now. And in the bottom, obviously, we talked about that. Oldham, Barrow, Tranmere, Newport, really struggling. And then quite a few teams in between, I suppose. As it is. Ooh. Most goals in the league, MK Dons, parking in 3rd place. Most possession, average Crawley, actually. Most clean sheets, Salford. Defensively strong. Sitting in 2nd place. If you take a look here. Fewest shots against, MK Dons. Most dribbles made, pass completion, Crawley. We are not on any of these 4 team stats, I suppose. Player stats, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang still. I think he's been top performer rating-wise for the last 3 episodes I've looked at. The MK Dons right winger. 25 appearances, 11 goals, 7 assists. A really strong season for the Guatemalan veteran, I suppose. Who's been in English football for quite some time. Since 2008 in Wolves. Out on loan a few times before he signed for Peterborough. Where he also went away from on loan quite a few times. Before he went to Rockdale on a free in 15. Played there for 2 seasons. Then went to Cardiff. The Championship. Went to Middlesbrough on a free. Sheffield Wednesday on a free. Derby on a free. I was when Derby was in League One, yeah. Same with Wednesday, actually. Was there for 3 years before he signed for free this year to MK Dons, and is doing it really well. The Guatemalan international, I suppose. 20 caps for Guatemala. Most goals, Ryan Graydon, 21 goals for Fleetwood. I'm assuming Terschel is second in that. Attacking goals. Yeah, he's second on 20 goals. Only in 25 games though. So he's a better... Well, I guess he's a better, what is it, minutes per goal, I suppose. It's like scoring every 85th minute, which is probably highest in the league. It actually isn't. Aaron Drinnen has a higher minutes per goal. Yes, 13 appearances, so he's probably not had that many minutes in those games. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. Right. Most assists, Liam Mandeville in Chesterfield. Been in Chesterfield for a while. Since 1920. Right winger as well. "14 assists so far this season. Let's see if we have any on the assist tally here. Attacking. You can find assists. There we go. Actually, we have one player on tied first. There's a lot of people on tied first. We have 2 on tied first, actually. So... No, we don't, because this isn't... There we go. No, we don't have anyone. We have Jack Powell in 4th. With 9 assists. Anyone else? No. Callum Agus on tied 7th. Anything else interesting here? Most clean sheets. Most player of the match could be interesting to look at, maybe. Appearances, not that interesting. Player of the match. Mendes Lane as well. Topping that. Anyone we have? We have Emre Terschel there with 4, tied 4th. Average rating we looked at. Our best player there is Emre Terschel as well. Also have Jack Powell up there on 7.2. Sides, high intensity sprints. Going Ronnie Fleetwood 666. Ooh, devil's number, scary. Team goals. For MK Dons, we have 2 players that have been together on the pitch for 64 goals as well. If we go on, well, we were on attacking earlier, so penalties, assists, key passes, chances created. If we take a look at defending, Interceptions made, we have Gillingham's Connor Masters on topping that. Blocks, Anthony Connor, 28. For a team like Harrogate, probably under pressure a lot of the game, so it's gonna end up in a lot more blocks. Same for clearances with Manny Mantha for Oldham, who is like in the bottom. And there's one ratio, 86% on Tom Bradbury and Harrogate. Powell Stranmer makes sense. We take a look at team stats. Average possession are actually pretty low, I think. Yeah, we're 13th now with average on 50. Headers won. Not great in that either. Like almost last in headers won, damn. Points per game. Obviously topping that because we're top of the league, so. Attendances. Average attendance. There we are in 5th with 6,000 in 66% of capacity. By capacity, stadium sellouts. Only team that sold out this season is Bromley. Twice. Highest attendance, Bristol Rovers, 12,155. Our top is 8,694. Lowest attendance is Bromley. Net transfer spend, we haven't spent much at all, so we're probably pretty low on this. Yeah, 14th. Right. If we take a look at I can accept that. I didn't necessarily want to check that. I want to check. No, I didn't want to do that either. Transfer history. So we have one player in. All our players out are loans. So we take a look at our loans. We have Luca Moore in Bury, where his average rating is 7.4. These Leek, Bury, Hitchin are all affiliate clubs. Tom Graves in Macclesfield, doing okay there. Macclesfield is in Enterprise North and is 3rd there, so he's doing a good job. Francis Church is in Buxton, only played one game though. Iago Scott Abel. So we have a lot of players out on loan. We did send Tiba out on loan as well to Dagenham and Redbridge. Let's see if we can get some playing time there. We did sign a new left back, as I was talking about earlier, Jaden Brown, 27 years old. We have been struggling with... Well, Hutchinson been okay, but we don't have much of depth on that position, honestly. Now we do. I don't know what Crewe... Oh, he was here on trial first. Yeah, that's why. So comes on a free transfer from St Mirren, where he last year did 7 games. Spurs reject, I suppose, because he went to Huddersfield on the free. Championship, play some games there, went on free to Sheffield Wednesday in League One. Then went on free to Lincoln, also League One. And then he went to St Mirren, where he spent 2 seasons before he now signed for us. So we'll be, excuse me, it'll be good to have some more depth there. That's the only thing we did here in January, so also he haven't played any games yet, he just signed. So we'll see next episode how he fared. Let's take a look at our squad here. Take a look at stats, I suppose. General play. Not general play. So we obviously have Teshkill on 21 goals, Jack Powell on 10, Sanders on 8, Callum Agus 5, March 5, Lunt 5. Lunt has been playing quite frequently now because he can play both defensive mid and central midfielder. So he's kind of jumped in for Thomas in a few games, jumped in for Sanders in a few games, and jumped in for Powell in a few games. So he's pretty much our first in line to get starts for either of our 3 central mids, or 2 central mids and 1 DM, but which means he got him quite a few starts as well. And it's probably time to get him a starting role in the team, because he's been doing really well. Could be that we take Thomas out on a more often and let him get that DM role, because I don't want to take out either Sanders or Powell, because they're performing really well, both of them. It's a good headache to have, I suppose. But he's been solid for us when he been called upon, honestly. Highest XG, Emre Teshkill with 13, scored 21. So yeah. I don't know if we have anything else to talk about here. That should be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed my flu voice. Deep down in the basement. My voice is always down in the basement in terms of how it sounds, but even more so now, so it must have been torture if you're listening to me for 40 minutes, but here we are. I'm done now, so you can put some cotton swabs in your ears after this. So thank you for listening to this, or watching this, I suppose, and I will see you around. Take care.